Do you want to create a different kind of life? You feel very inspired to do things differently. You're burnt out, you're at a dead end, and yet you just can't figure out what to do or how to make your life better. Well, my name's Sonia Choquette, and today I'm going to talk to you about how you can move into your fifth dimension self, how you can connect to your divine support system, your angels and guides, and get real-time, real grounded, real useful direction. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I've actually been guided here, so that guidance system is up and running. We just have to really fine-tune it, make it work for you. If you're coming back, welcome back. Let's work on how to use your guidance to support your goals and manifestation dreams. Number one, and I say this in my book, Creating Your Heart's Desire, which was the original manifestation book that I wrote in 1996. So apparently at that point in time, I was a bit above and a bit ahead of my time, but it's the same principles that quantum physics and everybody talking about manifestation now are advocating. But I do want you to know you can't create something if it's not in your heart. You can, but you won't stay with it. You can start it, but if you want to manifest something, it really does come from a devotion from the heart. So step number one is what do you love? Let's just start there. What would you love to experience? Now, this often brings us to a huge crossroads and for some a crisis because we can't imagine it. You know, your imagination is a very essential gateway to your higher self, to your guides, to your manifestation skills, to your ability to be empowered. My teachers taught me you cannot create what you cannot imagine. So we have to really focus on the imagination as a superpower. I actually even wrote a book, Your 3 Best Superpowers. Meditation, intuition, imagination. So, imagination, very important part of your superpower constellation and trilogy. Start by putting your phone away and having your attention completely captured by outside things all the time. Look up, look out, fill the well, as my friend Julia Cameron used to say, who wrote the book The Artist's Way. Fill the well, fill your imagination up as a way to start beginning the manifestation process and jumpstart your intuition. Write down the things you love, write down what gives you a feeling of joy, of beauty, and start choosing those experiences. I have a client who wanted to write books, and she just said, I have ideas, but I just can't seem to get going. I just can't seem to know what to say after the title. And I suggested that she fill the well, and she wanted to write books about horses. And I said, well, why don't you go on a vacation and just be with horses for a week? Which she said, I would just love that. I haven't done that in years. I haven't been around horses actually for any long period of time since I was a kid. So she took my advice and she went to a dude ranch for a week in Montana and just had it was horseback riding and grooming horses and hanging on the ranch, and it filled her well. Best part is she said, I left my phone at home. I just left it at home. I said, you can contact me at the ranch if you need me. This is their number. They'll get me, but I cannot go with this. She did. It felt really weird to leave her phone and just try to navigate the world without one. It felt like almost impossible, but she did take her computer. And she said, I got by. I did get by, but what happened is I got present. I got back. I got plugged in, and I started feeling things. I started getting inspiration. I started getting guidance. Now, granted, leaving your phone outside for a week is really radical, but maybe you can leave it for an hour or two, because it does bring you back to your body, back to the moment, back to present time, and you start plugging in and getting inspiration. You start noticing what's in front of you. You start getting filled up with new ideas. You start putting information from the natural world in instead of artificial information from TV and shows and, social media. That's other people's experience. You get back to your own. It's a big, big, big way to start getting the energy to create something new. The second thing I want you to consider doing, and we'll work on this week, is get out of your head and go for a walk. We start manifesting new things when we start doing new things. So break up your routine, get out of the chair, get out of your head, and go outside and go for a walk. Better yet, go dancing somewhere, or go take an improv class, or go do something fun and full of sport. Go bowling. It doesn't matter. Something where you're engaged in some movement, some activity, some fun. Go play volleyball, go swimming, but something that puts you back in your body, because your body is the manufacturer of the life. Whatever you want to create, you have to do something. And it also is where you get all your guidance. So this is a big shift. Put in the comments what you actually do to move energy, to move your body, what you would do for fun, what you do for fun, and then add a comment about how this helps your intuition and your ability to successfully manifest your dreams. Next, what you want to do is get support. This is very important. We need what I call believing eyes. We need people who believe in you, people who believe in your dreams, who cheer you on, who tell you to trust yourself, to go for it, to take that risk. Because right now we just have a bunch of Chicken Little saying the sky is falling and run for duck and cover. That'll really diminish the fires of creativity. So surround yourself with people who believe in you and want you to succeed. And in that same vein, do not share your goals and dreams and your desires with people who will put you down. Do not share it. Do not give them access to your treasures, your inner treasures. So there's a word for that. Be discerning. Slow down. Am I oversharing? Am I just talking to the wrong people? Am I submitting, exposing my dreams to people who really want to kill them because they don't want me to change? You know, a lot of our creative impulses get shut down, and our ability to manifest gets shut down by people around us who control us, don't want us to change, don't want us to grow, because it means they'll have to look at themselves. So you have to be selective. You don't want to be isolated. You definitely want support, but be discerning and choose truly supportive people. If you need supportive people and you don't have supportive people, I encourage you to look into my Good Vibe Tribe, which I have created because it is so essential to having good supportive people in your life to create the life of your dreams. So you can find that on my webpage, soniachoquette.net, and the Good Vibe Tribe, where I come on every single day and we work together, and other people will work with you and cheer you on. Plus, it gives you a chance to cheer others on, and that's another part of manifesting success. Be generous, share the love, share the energy, connect, gain support. You know, it's very hard to succeed all by yourself. You can get in your mind, and your ego can get involved there and start causing you to doubt things and second guess and procrastinate. I have a client who is a beautiful, beautiful musician, and she wanted to start a band, and everyone around her said, "That's ridiculous. You're too old. What are you doing? That's not reasonable." But she went to a place where there were other musicians and listened to the music, and then commented to the musicians how wonderful they were. And the next thing you know, she had a new band with them. Now, she still has a day job, but now she has a purpose in life and a source of joy that she had wanted since she was 10. You know, don't live your life so linearly that you don't allow new dimensions of you to come in, which is another thing. Often, we want to create something. We are intuitively encouraged and want and desire to create something that's very different than the self that we appear to be. I have a client who was a software engineer, but what he really wanted to be was a chef. And he ignored it. He said, it's just dumb. But every time they had company, he got the barbecue out. He was cooking up the stew. He was planning the whole weekend around the event. And he was happy. So finally, I said, why don't you give it a shot? Give this a shot. You're pretty unhappy in your other job, and it looks like they're going to lay you off anyway pretty soon, according to what you're hearing in the pipeline. So take a cooking class, join a cooking school. Well, with him, it got so wild. He took a cooking class in Italy, loved it so much that when he went home, he talked his wife into quitting her job, and they both moved to Italy. And now he's living a much simpler life, but he did get work in a small restaurant, and he's learning. He's happy. He's present. Wildly different life, and it took a year, but he's really happy. He followed his intuition all along. It was a big part of it. You have to be open to guidance. You can't just figure it out. You have to gain support. You need to be around people who uplift you and encourage you, and do not tell the people who will shut you down your dreams. Protect them. You have to follow through. So get up, get out, and go for a walk, because eventually you may walk right to the support you need to start manifesting your life. I have a client who started going for runs, and the next thing you know, he was out of his head and doing runs, and then he got an invitation to come to the London Marathon. It was just all very random, and he ended up coming. And then while he was here, he was so inspired by the art museums that he decided he was going to get into art class, and on and on and on. It's just a series of connections that now he's off and added a whole new dimension to his life just by starting to run around the block. And now got this whole new world, and he's going to pursue another marathon. So this is the important thing to know, is that we get connected when we get back into our bodies. We start surrounding ourselves with uplifting people. We do things we love, which will start fueling our inspiration, which means calling your spirit home. And we start getting guidance. Guidance will come once you decide you want change. It's not going to give you the reason to change. That's your free will. But once you decide you want to change, that guidance starts coming. And you know what? I've talked about this before, but if you want to connect with your guidance, once you decide and you are starting to implement some of these tools and suggestions, you can use my oracle cards, or frankly, anyone, but mine are really good. The Ask Your Guides oracle cards, or the Trust Your Vibes oracle cards, will help you also get guidance really quickly. And oracle cards just wire you back to your inner guidance system. They're not entities outside of you. They're telephones that take you from your inner self, higher self, back to your conscious mind. Put in the comments what your guidance is right now. Put in the comments what stimulates your guidance, or how you're creating the quiet you need to get guidance. If you're curious, you can actually use my oracle cards. You can use my oracle system on the in the moment guidance on my website. Give it a try. Do something different. Open those pathways to receiving guidance and getting out of that logic brain that keeps you trapped in a corner and stuck in old things that do not uplift your spirit. So that's my message. I hope that you got something out of it. Even one of these tips or tools will make a difference. Write in the comments which one really resonates with you, and you're going to give it a try. And if you do any of these things naturally, share with us your experience so people will have more feedback that this works. Evidence. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up, and better yet, please subscribe, because I'm here weekly giving these tips and tools because I want you to be an empowered manifester and live a beautiful, meaningful life. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you next week. All my love.